So I'll do about 10 minutes of meditation, so get yourselves comfortable for that. Our theme today is twists, and we'll be working to squeeze out the imbalance and find more balance. Sitting with what is and feels imbalanced at the moment. Talked a few weeks ago about us building a life upon being off-center. When we don't know who we are and what we want from life, and not even what we want, but who we are, what brings us joy, what brings us into a state of love. If we don't know that, and then we build a life, then that life is always going to be a little bit off. Away from your truth. So the very, very first thing that this journey asks us to do is to know ourselves, to question everything. What makes us happy? What brings us into alignment and doing more of that? And realizing what really does push us away from our central line and keeps us off. So picturing yourself sitting on top of a seesaw, and you have the whole length of that seesaw And notice, where are you along that length? If you're right in the center, then you are in alignment. Balance between the two polarities. But for most people, or for everybody, until we start to do this work, we are a little bit off. So notice that as soon as you go off, the seesaw swings down to one side. Just a tiny bit off, it's not all the way down, so that far side isn't reaching the floor, but it just starts to creep down. And if we're way off centre, then it will be like we're sitting on the edge, like we used to play when we were kids. Life swinging us around, up and down, up and down. And this is most people's experience. And our spiritual work, our practice, guides us back, guides us home, back to this central point. So today we're really going to work, and we did this last week as well, we really worked with the central line, and we'll continue with that, but we'll bring it into a twisting practice. With a balance. So we're going to be doing twisting balances, or leading up to twisting balances. So noticing at the beginning of this class where along that line you are. How unbalanced you feel. How off-centre you are. Without any judgment. It is what it is. We're all going through something at the moment. We're in the most life-changing of times. So don't expect the ride to be easy. Transformation never is. And I've said this to you before, that one of my teachers, and Lucy's just said this and just mentioned this, one of my teachers has a card set, and the cards are, each one is a crystal, but they are all divided up into elements. Wind, earth, water, air, and storm. So we've talked about this already this morning, privately, off camera. How our mood can be depicted by the weather. And in this book, in this card deck, the section of storm contains transformation. Transformation can only happen in the most extreme of circumstances. It doesn't happen inside your comfort zone. It happens outside. When we're bumbling along, effortlessly, easily, nothing really changes. But when we're pushed and stretched, that is when the transformation happens. That is when we realise how strong we are. what we're really capable of. So don't be surprised at this time that you are being squeezed through the eye of the needle. And I can't remember if it was last week or the week before, I was talking about being in the birth canal. Everything's about to change. This solstice in a few weeks brings about a totally different energy. So we will all begin, and it won't be instant on the 21st, but we will all begin to feel this lightening as this shift happens. So wherever you are, whether you're lying down or sitting, bring your hands together at your chest, look down towards your heart and honour this journey, your willingness to be on this journey, to find out who you really are. Setting an intention to only go to 90% of what you can do, never passing through beyond that. No need, it's not what yoga is. And then keeping your eyes closed, rubbing your hands together as quickly as you can to create some heat. Do it for as long as you need to create that heat, and then place your warm hands over your eyes and just notice what you can see in the darkness with this heat. And then you're opening your eyes within the hands and then gently, slowly beginning to take the hands away and bringing yourself back into the room. And we're going to come down to lying down. So come down onto your back. Put something under your head if that is relevant for you. And have a belt as well. So make sure you've got a belt. And bring your knees up, gently rocking from side to side. Noticing how your back feels today. And then knees wide, stretching out the groin. So gently letting the knees fall into the hands. So pausing there, and then if you want, and you don't have to, bringing in some movement there. So only if you want to. Oh, I've got very clicky hips this morning. And then begin to make bigger movements. So now it's kind of like almost like a half twist. So the legs are moving, the lower back is beginning to move. And then bring this all the way down into a twist. And you can even have you do it on the other side, you can even have your top leg that's twisting over on the leg that's down, or you can bring it all the way down onto the floor, doesn't really matter. And then other side. Whatever you do on the first side, you're doing on the second side. So we're really trying to find some balance. Then you might find that you want to straighten out the top leg as you come into your twist. Just see if that's available to you this morning. It doesn't matter if it's not. And then hug the knees in. I'm going to bring the belt around your feet. Making stirrups if you've got a belt long enough. So each foot is in its own stirrup. And making the belt as long as you can so that you can get your upper body relaxed. So it's not about getting your legs towards your head. It's about having them far enough away that your upper body can be totally relaxed. Your back is pushing into the lower back, is pushing into the floor. And you can feel it in your legs, but it's not a massive strain. Like sometimes I see people working so hard that their legs are shaking. That's not what we're doing here. We do sometimes push the body a little bit more with my guidance when the body is warm and ready. But certainly here in our warm-up, we are being so mindful to be completely within 90% of what we can do. Finding our hamstrings. We're then going to drop the left leg. And let's bring the left leg straight immediately. And you are maintaining your Tadasana feet with the left leg, left foot as well as the right foot. So both legs are really active here. Nice. So really active feet. So then from here, I want you to hold the belt with the left hand and begin to twist the body to the right. So right leg is up, left hand is on the belt, and you're beginning to twist the body towards the right. So the body's still relaxed, but you're just encouraging this slight twist. And you have an option here. You can let go of the belt and hold the outside of the leg. Or if you feel that you want to, you can lift your head, neck and shoulders up, and you can walk your hands up the belt and then twist from there. So you're twisting towards the right with your body, with your shoulders up, your head, neck and shoulders off the floor. And then release back down. Release the leg down. Come into Shavasana. Just notice the difference between the two sides and then come up to the other side. So left leg. Feel the left hamstring. Both feet active, both legs straight. Nice and relaxed in your upper body. Noticing the difference between the two sides. And then hold the belt with the right hand and begin to twist. So you're twisting towards the left side. So it's a very small twist, but we're going to be doing this standing up. So it's getting the body ready for a standing twist. And then stay there or lift the body up and walk the hands up the belt and then do the twist with the head, neck and shoulders off, or hold on to the outside of the leg and twist. So up to you, depending on your neck really. If your neck wants to be on the floor, you could put your head on a block or a couple of blocks to lift you up a little bit. Breathing there, releasing the head and the body. Nice. And then back down into Shavasana. So again, just notice the difference between the two sides, the work that's now happened on both sides. Hug the knees in. Rocking from side to side. And then you're rocking lengthways. Take everything, all of your props off first, off of your mat, and then rocking lengthways. Feeling your back all the way along your spine. Up to sitting and then up to standing. Coming into Tadasana. Strong feet, 1 foot distance. Feet in a box, really working across the feet, widening across the mounds of the toes, lengthening through the feet, pushing the heels down. And as you work the feet, you will begin to feel the movements of the legs, the tucking under of the tailbone, the lifting and the rising of the energy up the spine. Inhale the arms out to the side, exhale down. So we've talked about elements a little bit here, and my teacher in India, he would talk about the elements in Tadasana. So the feet and the tucking under of the tailbone is obviously grounding, the earth element. And then as the tailbone tucks under, there is a water element. That's the next one. And the water is quite fluid. So because the tailbone is tucked under and you've got this locking in and grounding of the lower back, then there is a fluidity that then comes around the band, the pelvic band. So it's kind of around here, which also ties in with the sacral chakra. And then there's a fire, and all of this is corresponds to the chakras. And then there is a fire, and the fire is the heat that then is created. And then the air moves up the spine, across the shoulders, and we're like, so air, and then we are strong standing in the wind. So Tadasana is so important here. Last week we were working with this line of energy that comes up from the midpoint of the feet, right in the middle of your box, comes up and it enters the root chakra, comes through the central channel. So we're still working with that coming out of the top of the head. So there's this constant lifting energy, lifting, rising. We are using Earth's energy for us to feel that strength and to feel connected. And with our twists, it's really important to have this as a foundation, because we can really easily go off center. So inhale the arms up, touch the hands together, exhale, dive forwards into a forward bend, but you're only coming down to a flat back position. So you want to find your hips on top of your ankles, your back super straight, head looking down to the floor. So your neck vertebrae are also in alignment. And you can keep your hands on your legs, either just above or just below your knees, or bring in a block. Lovely little bee has come in to say hello. We have beehives just down the path, so we do get quite a lot of bees, which is lovely. So finding a prop that you can use, you can still take your hands away from the prop, so it's not like all of your weight is on the prop, but you're finding the height of the block so that you can stay here for a bit, so that you can really feel this posture, the lengthening through the spine, a little bit of work in the legs, but not too much. It's not about overstretching. It's a gentle stretch, but you can still maintain this lengthening in the spine. Breathing here, enjoying this. 50% in your legs, 50% in your spine. And then bend your legs and drop your head down. You're going to take the prop away. Bend your legs enough that you can bring your body really close in, and your body is resting on your legs. Shake your head, release your head. And then bring your hands down. So if you're not at the front of your mat, then just shimmy yourself towards the front of your mat. You're going to bring the hands down and step back with your right and then your left leg into plank. So finding your
hands right underneath your shoulders. Tuck your toes right in so that your feet are in Tadasana. Your body is really straight. Holding here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring your knees down. Keep your tailbone tucked under and then lower yourself down completely flat on the floor. Bring your forehead down and you're going to start to wobble, wiggle your pelvis from side to side. Make it a localized movement. Release the lower back. This is very, very nurturing and releasing. I'd say if you have back problems, then try this very, very, very gently at first. See if it helps. If you have a sore back from walking or lifting or something that you've done, then I find this incredibly releasing. And then lift yourself up into half Bhujangasana. So your elbows are right underneath your shoulders. And we're feeling this into the front body. Staying here for a few breaths to really feel this. Get this stretch in our tummies. We often stretch our back, but we don't stretch our front. And then walk all the way in this position round to the right side, as far as you can go. So your hips and your legs stay still, and then you're twisting from the waist upwards, but still keeping your arms going straight forwards like the Sphinx. And then all the way back to center. Stay there for a breath, and then round to the left. And then back. Slide the hands back underneath your shoulders. Bring your forehead back down. This time, rocking the whole body from side to side. Use your hands underneath your shoulders to support you as you do this. So massaging across your digestive system, across your reproductive system, across your chest. And then pushing yourself up onto your hands and knees. Turn your toes under. And then push yourself up into dog. Walk your dog one leg at a time. We've already stretched the hamstring, so it shouldn't feel too tight. And then come back down onto your hands and knees. So at any time through these standing poses that you need to rest, then come into child's pose. So you're resting back. Your arms can be either forwards with the hands palms down or up, or you can bring the hands behind you, which is more passive. So at any time, do that. So we're going to do the first thing that we're going to do. We're going to need some cushioning underneath our knee. So bring in something that can do that. So a cushion or a blanket, and bring that across your mat. And you're going to bring your right leg through. So the right leg is in front of this cushioning. And if you can reach your blocks, then bring your blocks to the sides as well. And push yourself up onto your blocks. So you want your knee, right knee directly on top of right ankle. So find that alignment, and the stretch is in the front of the left groin. So we've got that leg going far enough back that we can feel that stretch. And you can bring your hands onto the blocks, or you can bring your arms up, shoulders down, head lifted. Stay there to breathe. We have a little look. Let's see what's going on. Perfect, Lucy. Thank you. You had that last week as well, didn't you? Is it from this? Yeah, no, be really, really careful. Nice. Good. So then, from here, we're going to twist to the right, bring the hands into Namaste, and bring the left elbow to the outside of the right knee into a twist. Good. So really try to move the body, the belly, as much as you can to get a lot from that twist. And you can look down in front of you, or if you have your balance, then gently turn the head to look just beyond the right elbow. Breathing. Lengthening and twisting. So you're thinking about your central line. You're thinking about your body not going over to the right. And then release. Come hands back down onto the blocks. And then stay in this position and straighten the front leg. Bring the blocks further back and then stretch out the right leg, the right hamstring. Breathing there. So then coming through, inhale, exhale. Use your breath just a few times here. If it's okay on the knee, you do need quite a good cushioning underneath to make sure, but work with the breath here. Really working through the hips and the hamstring. Gently, not going to any more than 90%. Keeping your back straight. And then bring that knee back, come down into child's pose. So you've got both knees on the cushion. Forehead down. This time you're going to roll the forehead, the head from side to side. So you're massaging across from left to right, passing through the third eye. And then come up onto hands and knees and bring the left leg through. Start off with the blocks. So find the position first with the blocks. So you've got the left knee is directly over the left ankle. So finding that, back is straight. The right leg is back far enough that you can feel the stretch down here, down the front of the right groin into the psoas. And then if you want, you can bring the arms up. Shoulders down, head lifted just a little bit. And then whether your hands are up or if they are still on the blocks, bring them into Namaste. And then start to twist, bringing the right elbow to the outside of the left knee. So thinking about your central line, and you don't want your body to move beyond the left knee, the left leg. So you still want your spine to be in the central line. So this is where we can go really wrong with our twists. We can over twist. So thinking about that axis that you are twisting upon. Breathing deeply. I find that the back toes turned under gives me a little bit more steadiness. And then release. Hands back onto the blocks and then move backwards. So now your left leg is straight. Staying here for a few breaths first. Breathing there. And then working with the breath. The inhalation moves forwards and the exhalation moves back. So however many you did on the first side, you're doing on this second side, finding balance. And then bring the leg back, come down into child's pose, either with your arms in front of you or behind you, whatever resonates in this moment. Come up onto your hands and knees and come up into dog. So really coming into the hands and the feet this time, into Tadasana. Tadasana feet, Tadasana hands. Really strong. Release the head, no tension in the neck. This time bring your right leg up behind you. Look back and make sure that the toes are facing down. And then you're going to bring that leg through. Help it through if it needs to. So you're bringing it beyond the cushion. We're not using the cushion. And then push yourself up. First of all, coming up, just resting your hands on your leg, keeping your hips absolutely straight. And then bring the arms up. Warrior, strong warrior, peaceful warrior. And then exhale to the right into a twist. You're bringing your hands down. So absolutely level. So we've got this twist again. Nice. Inhale up. Bring the hands down. Bring the leg back into dog and immediately bring the left leg up. Look back, make sure the toes are facing down. Bring that leg through, right over the front of the cushioning.
Inhale the arms up. Shoulders are down. Feeling that lovely stretch in the psoas where we've worked already. And then exhale to the left. Into the twist. So even though we're still on both feet, we are still balancing here. We are going to lead up to the standing on one foot twist balance. Inhale up. But we're just really stabilizing the body. Bring the arms down, come back into dog. Here for 3 breaths. And then we're stepping forwards with the right leg and the left leg into our flat back. So really lengthening through. And then exhale, fold down. Bend your legs this time. So really try to get the head down. So you're getting your crown chakra down to the earth, your root chakra up to the sky, and the legs can be bent to do that. It's not about anything other than an energetic reversal. Keep the legs bent. Inhale, bring the arms out to the side. Bring them up all the way over your head, and then exhale, draw the energy down to your heart. So staying here, and all of that beautiful energy that you have created from what we've just done, what we've done to this point, bringing it back to your heart, back to your intention, back to your truth, back to your central line, back to your alignment. Inhale the arms back up. When they reach the top, exhale, dive forwards, back down into a forward bend, staying at the halfway point, flat back. You can get rid of the cushion because we're not going to use that again yet. It might be a bit of a distraction. So we've got our hips above our ankles, our back is really straight, head is in line with the rest of the spine. And then exhale, curl down. So we're doing this really slowly, holding each of these postures for a few breaths. Get the head down as low as you can. Release with the exhalation, emptying out the top of your head. And then stepping back, bring the hands down, step back with the left and then the right this time. Into plank. So bottom is down, toes are tucked under, really strong feet. And you can bring your knees down, or you can keep the legs straight and come down into chaturanga, holding just above the floor, and then lower yourself down all the way. Keeping the hands underneath the shoulders, I'm going to rock the pelvis again. Simply because for me, it feels so good. If it feels good for me, then I'm going to guess that it feels good for you. Very, very released. And I can even hear a little bit of clicking going on. So I know that I'm coming back into alignment when I do this. It feels really good. And we're actually going to come back up into half Bhujangasana again. So the work here is I don't want to go too far into the back bend, because we so often forget the front body. And so for today, we're just going to work here. with the front body in half Bhujangasana, having this as a full position rather than a half position, working our way to something else. So this is the position for today. This is our back bend. But it's much more balanced because we can feel the back working, the back of the body, but we can also very much feel the front of the body as well. So for me, this is often a much more balanced posture. Even when I'm doing my full practice, I might only come here and not come up into the full expression of the posture. Slide the hands back. Forehead touches the floor. And then push yourself up into dog. So onto your knees first, and then all the way up. Inhale the right leg up behind you. Look back, make sure the toes are facing down. Bring that leg all the way through. Rise up into your warrior one again. This time, bring the hands down to Namaste. Elbows are nice and high. And then twist around to the front. So what we did before was this. So now we're doing exactly the same thing, but with the arms in Namaste. So we're starting off here. Back leg is really straight. Back foot is really active. Make sure you're wide enough so that you've got space to then bring the left elbow to the outside of the right knee to find that. Looking ahead or looking up beyond the right elbow. If you're happy there, open the arms. If not, stay there. Keep the back leg straight. Beautiful. Nice, nice, nice. 2 more breaths. And release down. Back into dog. Immediately bring the left leg up. Remember, at any point, if you need to rest, come into child's pose. Make sure those back toes are facing down. And then bring the left leg through. Rising up, arms up. And then bring them down into Namaste. So from here, keep the hands in Namaste, twist to the left. Stay there for a bit, for a couple of breaths. Keep the back leg really straight. You need to be really wide in the legs here. Bring the right elbow to the outside of the left knee. Good. So the back foot's turned all the way in. Good. So the thing that I see not happening the most here is that the legs aren't wide enough and then there isn't enough space for your body, but you're all looking pretty good. And if you want, open the arms up. So the top arm comes up, the bottom arm is kind of, you're still hinging on the outside with your elbow as that arm straightens. Yeah, nice, Jenny, lovely. So you're actually using the knee to give you that twist. So don't let the arm come out in front or the elbow come out in front. You're still hooking with that arm straight. Good. 2 more breaths. And release. Bring the hands down, come up into dog. 3 breaths in dog. Really, really nice. Working the hands and working the feet. And then stepping forwards with the left leg and then the right leg back into your forward bend, 1 foot distance, into a flat back. So your back is straight. Your hands are on your either on your shins or on your thighs, but not on your knees. Staying here for a couple of breaths and really getting into this, feeling the lengthen
in your spine and in your hamstrings. And then bend the legs, tuck yourself in, bring your hands behind your legs. So you're really closing yourself into a little ball and letting the crown chakra drop towards the sky. Root chakra up, crown chakra down towards the ground and root chakra up towards the sky. Shake the head, let go of the head. Oh, it feels so good to release at this point. And then keep the legs bent, bring the arms out to the side, arms all the way up, and then draw the energy down into Namaste. So strong Tadasana, hands down at your heart, eyes closed, and honoring the energy that you've created here. Really nice. Exhale the arms down to the side. So you're going to get your belt. And bring your belt underneath your right foot. So you're coming into Tadasana, so make sure you're in a nice strong Tadasana. And then belt underneath your right foot. So the belt's just there. You're not really doing anything with it at the moment, so that you can concentrate on your posture. So your feet are strong. And then that translates up into your legs. That then comes into the tailbone. That then lifts up through the spine. That then opens up your chest and your shoulders. And then from that strength, bring your weight onto your left leg. So roots coming down, securing you into the earth. You are grounded. And then lift the right leg up. So start off holding the belt with the left hand. Right hand, no, with the right hand. So holding with the right hand, same hand as leg, and then the other hand is on your hip. Don't lean back. So have the real sense that you've got this central line still moving upwards. Good. Then change hands. So we did this lying down. So now you're beginning a twist. So you're doing exactly the same thing as you just did, but with the other hands. So now you can start to twist your body around to the right without the leg. So you don't want the leg to do this, like coming across the body. The leg stays where it is, and it's just the body that's twisting. I'll do this from another angle as well. Let me do it from this angle. And then you can bring the arm up as well. So left hand is holding onto the belt, right hand is moving back. And we did this a few weeks ago as well, where we started to bring our gaze very gently backwards towards that outstretched arm. And then very gently back again. So the slower that you can bring your gaze, the more balanced you'll feel. And then bring that right arm down, hold the belt with both hands, and then release the foot down. Does that make sense? Come to the other side. Belt underneath your left foot. So first of all, coming into Tadasana. Bring the weight over onto the right leg. Roots coming down, really strong, really grounded. When you feel like you've got it, then bring the left leg up. Start off holding the leg with the left arm, or the belt with the left arm. Right hand on right hip.
finding your balance. If you need something, then get your chair, get next to a wall. Then transfer the hands over. So swap the hands, same leg. So right hand on belt, left hand on hip. Begin the twist without this leg going across the midline as I'm demonstrating now. So you don't want that. You want to keep the leg there. It's the body that's twisting. You are maintaining the central column. Then bring the arm out to the behind you, outstretch the arm, and then begin to move the head really gradually and slowly. Doesn't matter how high the leg is off the floor. Slowly bringing the head back and then slowly bringing the head forwards again. The gaze, so gradual. Bring the left arm to the belt, both hands on the belt, and then release. Get rid of the belt, shake the legs, bring the arms up a bit, have a little bit of a shake. Oh, strong. So we're going to do it again without the belt. We're going to hold on to the foot. If you want to use the belt again, that's absolutely fine. But if you want to have just a little bit more challenges, the last thing that we do before we sit down. So bring the belt, if you're using the belt, underneath your right foot. And bring the weight over onto your left foot. So picking up the leg if you're using the belt, and if you're not, then start off with hugging the knee. So really tuck it in, and then reach down and hold the foot. And then begin to straighten the leg. So it doesn't matter if the leg is straight or not, but find your balance there. So with the leg as bent as it needs to be, the standing leg is straight, you're going to bring the left hand to the outside of the foot and then bring the right arm behind you into the twist. So it's exactly the same. Same posture, but without the belt. Standing leg straight, leg out in front, does not have to be straight. It will be at some point in this lifetime or the next. And then release. Take the legs, come to the other side. So bring the belt underneath the left leg. So weight over and then bring in the left leg. So bring it up if you're using the belt, hug it in if you're not. You can stay here as well and you can do the twist from here with the leg bent. Or reach down and hold on to the foot. Begin to straighten out the leg and then bring the right hand to the outside of the foot and then swing the left arm back. Standing leg straight, always, wherever you're working. But this leg that is coming up doesn't have to be straight yet. It's not about that. It's about feeling the posture, having the alignment and feeling and getting the benefits of that twist. Beautiful, and release. With control. Nice. So you're going to sit on you're going to have two blocks. You're going to sit on one, on the front one, and the back one is for your hand. Back nice and straight. So this block, when we go into the twist, this back block is at the same height as our bottom, and it means that we can use this to really get a lot of height. So just start to turn to one side. It doesn't even matter what side you go, whatever side resonates most. So really simple. So my teacher in India always said to do sitting twists on a block. Never ever do them on the floor because you can't get the same amount of lift. You can't get the same amount of height here. This rising and this lifting of energy. And then come to the other side. So don't let yourself lean backwards. Yoga doesn't have to be about complicated postures. You get benefits from the simplest of asanas. If you just look at yin yoga and restorative yoga, it's all of the benefit without any of the effort. Certainly in restorative. So when we know that we're aligned and we're doing the posture correctly, then sometimes the most simple of postures are even more beneficial because we can't do them wrong. And release. Come back to center and stop there for a couple of breaths. So we're going to bring the left leg underneath us. So the left leg comes underneath and then the right leg comes over the top. So we're doing exactly the same thing as we just did, but we've just got our legs in a slightly different position. And you can bring the arms up and then twist. Let's bring this left arm across and then the right hand is down again. So I automatically went like this. I went too far back. And this is where the back block really helps to get us lifted. And this left arm is just straight and it's pushing. So like when we were doing our standing posture, we were like this. And it was this arm is just helping. It's giving us some leverage. And if you're super flexible, then you can get that arm underneath and the back arm around. And even if you don't have the hands together, you've got a deeper twist. But sometimes when you do that, it's actually more challenging on your shoulders and you're getting less of a twist. So letting go of that and being here is more of a twist in your torso. So see which is best for you today. And each time you do this as a recording, might be different. And then release. Bring both hands back onto the block. Lift the legs up. So you've got your bottom on the block and then come down the other way. Push yourself back up again. So the right leg is tucked underneath and the left leg is over the top. Back is really straight. Let's inhale the arms up and then exhale to the left. Begin the twist. Left hand on block, right hand. So you've got the elbow or just above the elbow or just below the elbow on the outside of the left knee. And that is helping us to gain some momentum for the twist. Breathing here. Noticing what's different on this side. Are you feeling it in a different place? If you want to try to get the bind, then the hand comes in between the legs. But then that might detract from the actual twist. So you've either got this or release and stay here. So today for me, I'm actually getting more of a abdominal twist without the bind. The bind is just about ego. And actually it is better for me without the bind. It feels much more like I'm getting more from the posture like this. And then release. Bring the hand, both hands again onto the back block. Lift the legs up again. See if you can get them straighter with that support. Good. And then bring them down out in front of you for a quick forward bend, seeing as we've got the block underneath us, and then we'll come into Shavasana. So you're on the block, you're going to lift the bottom back so that you're on your sitting bones as much as possible. And as soon as you do that, you automatically have a little bit of a tilt forwards, which is what we want. Bring the hands, bring the forefinger and thumbs onto your shin bones. And if you can't reach your shin bones, then your block. Just bring your block in the middle of your legs. Like this. So the feet are hip distance, block is in between. So either hands on your shins and you're really lifting, getting this lift down the front body like we were doing in the half Bhujangasana. We were really concentrating on the front body, or the block in the middle. So finding this lift in the chest. Getting this lift, lifting here. Look at that straight line of my back. That's what we're trying to find. So it's not this, it's this. So our focus today has been about the extension of the front body. It's not about coming down, it's about extension. The focus today is on the front body. Breathing here, enjoying this, not needing to go any further. I can feel this on the back of my legs. I don't need to go any further than this. There's actually quite a lot of talk in the yoga world with the damage that is sometimes done to bodies by going too far in postures. And there's no need to. It's ego. And that's not what yoga is. And if you have a bolster handy, then bring your bolster in, stay in the same position, and bring your head on the bolster. So you've still got your straight back. You're still in exactly the same position. So whatever flexibility you've got, find a restorative version of the forward bend. So if you're less flexible, it's going to be closer to you, like this. If you're more flexible, it will be further away. Active feet still. And then you're going to get some clothes on, get warm, and get ready for relaxation. So we'll have 10 minutes again. So be where you want to be for that. Supta Baddha Konasana perhaps, or Shavasana, or a sitting meditation. No right or wrong, just what's right for you. I've got an ant who I think I've injured him slightly. So before I tread on him again, let's get him out the window. There you go, little fella. So letting go into your relaxation, into the ground. Let the energy that you've released from your practice dissolve. Mother Earth, very, very happy to take that from you. So without getting distracted, notice where the mind wants to go. And bring that visualization of the seesaw back in. And notice where are you situated upon it. Without any judgment. It's okay. Whatever you're feeling, wherever you are, it's okay. You need to be there at this moment to learn whatever it is that you need to learn for you to take the next steps. But our practice will bring us back into alignment. building our lives upon alignment. So any decisions that you're making, make them based upon what feels right for you. If something feels off or you feel like you're being rushed into a decision, then don't make that decision. If it doesn't feel right, then don't do it. You are being asked at this time to only make decisions based upon what feels in alignment, in the center of that seesaw, balanced on one leg, holding on to the other. Supporting yourself in your balance. Nobody else was supporting you there in your physical balances. Gently dropping down, letting go of imbalance, misalignment. Let the earth have that. We all have this internal balance. But life covers it up. Our responsibilities, our conditioning, the expectation of others and of ourselves pushes us off. So don't judge it. It is what it is. And it's always possible to come back, to find your alignment again. Believe that that is so. Believe that it is possible. Believe in you. And once you find alignment, it's not stable. It comes and goes. One minute you feel aligned and the next minute you're off again. So then the next part of the journey is this stabilization. So there is a bit of back and forth for a while. That's okay. Gradually, it becomes interwoven and it becomes who you are. You let go, you shed everything else. And we are in a time of shedding. The old is falling away. And sometimes as it does that, it can feel very dramatic. It's all okay. None of it's wrong. It's all meant to be as it is. Find the support that you need at this time. Community that you love and that you trust. There are many there to hold you. You don't have to do this alone. Begin to move your fingers and your toes and stretch your body. Rolling onto one side into a fetal position, really slowly, lovingly, nurturingly, carefully. And then pushing yourself up to sitting again, doing it really kindly. And then sitting with your hands together, looking down towards your heart, thanking yourself for your practice. Namaste.